This is a story of Kenya Railways, how it started with the steam engines and progressed into land scandals, Chinese debt, ghost stations, up to the Kenya Railways that we have today. It began in the year 1986 with the construction of the Ugandan Railway, which was also called the Lunatic Express. The British built this mainly for trade and control, not us. So it was going to connect Mombasa and Lake Victoria. Over 30,000 Indians were brought in to work on this, and over 2,500 of them died from disease, harsh conditions, and the popular man-eating lions, Ukosavo. Now, it was around that time that Nairobi was born, because Nairobi originally was like a supply depot, but it grew around the railway. So without the railway, Nairobi will not be here. So they did all the work, wakafanya kazi, and by 1901, the railway had reached Kisumu. Kisumu by this time ilikuwa inaitwa Port Florence. This railway was financed by the British taxpayers, and it cost about 5 million euros at that time. Ingekuwa saizi ingekuwa about 640 million euros, And let me tell you guys, this one was the most expensive colonial project ever done in Africa. After independence in 1963, the government took over the railway, and it was rebranded to Kenya Railways Corporation in 1978. Kenya Railways was doing so well at first, It was transporting both cargo and people. At the same time, it was also connecting major towns. But over time, it became a textbook case of corruption, neglect, and mismanagement. Maintenance stalled, infrastructure crumbled, trains started breaking down frequently, cargo was delayed, it was bad. So the passengers just waliachana na railways altogether. In 2006, the government ilijita mkutano na walikuwa wanajiuliza, is it us? Is the problem us? Shida ni sisi? Tutoke? So they left. And the operations zilihandiwa over to Rift Valley Railways, and this was a private operator based in South Africa. But that also didn't work because they were accused of inefficiency. So venye 2017 ilifika, Rift Valley Railways waliambiwa out, and the government took over. Wakasema sorry, makosa haikuwa yetu, kume makosa sio sisi, let's continue where we were. Now, come 2014, Kenya signed a deal with China to do what? To construct the SGR, the premium modern railway, from Mombasa to Nairobi and later to Naivasha. Main contractor for this was China Road and Bridge Corporation, the CRBC. The idea was to modernize transport, reduce congestion at the Mombasa port, and lower the cost of moving goods inland. But then came the issues. Number one, kulikuwa na compulsory cargo transfer. 2019 government ilisema hivi, all cargo from the port of Mombasa lazima mtumie SGR. So you know what this meant? This hurt the truck drivers, the transport companies, and also businesses in Mombasa. Also, another issue is that some stations like Mtito Andei and Emali, uko ni wapi zimewekwa? They have been underutilized and they've been placed in the middle of nowhere. There was also repayment pressure because Kenya was expected to start paying back that debt with the interest back to China, and yet at this point SGR was still not making enough revenue. As of 2023, SGR had never broken even, so government has to subsidize the operations, Na hii ni kama inakuwa a long-term debt burden. Kenya Railways now oversees, number one, the Nairobi commuter rails, hizo zenye ziko Embakasi, Ruiru, Syokimau. They also oversee long-distance commuter trains, the passenger trains like the SGR, and they also they rehabilitate the old tracks, kama hiyo ya Nairobi Nanyuki, Nakuru, Kisumu, those old tracks. Kenya Railways is responsible for revamping them. The Naivasha Inland Container Depot is meant to boost the inland logistics, but it has been so slow. The uptake has been just so slow. Now, there are talks to extend the SGR to Kisumu and finally Malaba, but this one is just going to be so nikikwambia expensive. Hatuwezi afford, sijui kama tunaweza afford. And also Uganda is hesitating. Washaona red flags wako. So yeah, Kenya Railways is not just metal on tracks. It's a story of colonization, independence, ambition, mistakes, and maybe, just maybe, redemption. Ni hayo tu kwa sasa, guys. That's all for today. And follow me because I post every day. I post like maybe 2 times in a day, masaa za usiku, so just follow me.